on the broadcast as well. Let's see what we have in the news stack tonight. It looks like they've been running some pretty hardcore police state type drills in the United States this weekend. It's pretty interesting. They turned a Social Security benefits office where a bunch of old folks were piling into. They turned this motherfucker into a straight up checkpoint, armed military checkpoint. Man, these guys had full semi-auto machine guns, mandatory identification. They set it up like it was a fucking police state checkpoint and ran this drill. No shit. It's from the Daily Commercial. Training exercise startles locals. It may have looked like they were ready for war or some deranged person looking for his late Social Security benefits, but it was only Federal Protective Service officers with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security who were conducting a random training operation. I love that. Random. We just decide at any given point it's random when we're going to have a drill. We just decide to have a training operation randomly. Right. I mean, folks, that that smacks of Nazi Germany right there. Come on. Yeah, we just decided we were going to set up, and we're going to pretend that this is a drill, but really this is actually the real deal. I mean, folks, they can tell you it's a training exercise all day long. If they make you wait in line and they've got machine guns with live ammo, and they're asking you for papers, please, it's not a fucking drill. They can spout that random training operation horse shit all day fucking long, and only a goddamn brain dead idiot would believe that. Random training operation, my ass. Bullshit. They took each and every one of these people, these random people who came into the Social Security Administration office, was probably already, a big pain in the dick for these people on a monthly basis anyway, because, they're trying to get their money out of the government. Good luck with that. So on top of the monthly humiliation and frustration of having to deal with the Social Security Administration and any kind of government agency, on top of that, they choose to have a random training exercise. I'm sorry, let me get it right. A random training operation at the Social Security Administration downtown Leesburg, Florida. So... And it says right here, I mean, they took everybody's IDs, they swiped them in, this was a military-style armed checkpoint that they used real, actual people with real, actual identifications in, and then just told everybody it was just a random training exercise. So you now actually physically corral people in against their will for mandatory checkpoints with live ammo, and really collect people's identification and information, papers, please. And with no other authority or reasoning other than just, it's just a random, so we can just decide to do it anytime. So that means that they can set these things up anywhere. And they don't really have to even, have the authority or the reason to do it, because technically on the books, it's not actually a checkpoint, because they've outlaw those in most places. Locals have gotten behind it and fought them, but so this must be, I knew they'd get around it somehow. This is how they're getting around it, isn't it? So instead of saying, okay, we're setting up checkpoints, they make that illegal, people won't get behind that. What they do is they say, okay, well, we're going to do a random training operation. And what this random training operation is going to do is going to be a training operation in the event that there was, a major catastrophe or a major situation, and we had to, corral people in like cattle and give them their rations and, shoot anybody that made any false moves or anything else. Right? So they can just, so they don't have to have the authority to be able to launch full-blown checkpoints, but they can just run as many random training operations as they want all the time now without, technically actually running checkpoints. That's brilliant. And I bet you 5-1 a lawyer figured that one out. I mean, that just sounds like a fucking lawyer trick, doesn't it? It was only Federal Protective Service officers with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security who were conducting a random training operation early Tuesday morning when they surprisingly showed up at the Social Security Administration office in downtown Leesburg. With their blue and white SUV circled around the Main Street office, at least one official was posted on the door with a semi-automatic rifle, randomly checking identifications, and other officers, some with canines, sifted through the building. I thought someone was upset about not getting their check, said Laura Kelly, who took a friend to the office on Tuesday. According to one Homeland official in Washington, D.C. office, Operation SHIELD is an effort that uses routine, unannounced visits by FPS inspectors to test the effectiveness of contract guards or protective security officers detecting the presence of unauthorized persons and potentially disruptive or dangerous activities. My God, listen to that vague Gestapo lawyer speak. I mean, you know, those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it, and that's why we are repeating history right now, because the doomed Americans who have been sucked into media and culture have ignored their history, and they run around and call anybody and everybody a Nazi without even knowing the history behind it or anything else. It's unbelievable. But that's the world we live in now, folks. It's here now. Part of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, FPS, is the federal law enforcement agency that provides integrated security and law enforcement services to over 9,000 federally owned and leased buildings, facilities, properties, and other assets. See how vague that is? Well, we own this building, so we can come in and do this anytime we want. Officers on the scene would not speak to the press, and by noon they were gone. But Thomas Milligan, district manager for the Social Security Administration office, said while the visit came as a surprise and the office was ready, he added the officers checked video, security measures, alarm systems, and more. It was to make sure security measures are in place and properly followed. Really? So that much security going on at the place where they cut checks, huh? I mean, really? But, yeah, I mean, they're ramping this stuff up, and this is exactly what they want. They want everybody to have this, pissed off, lock and load mentality for it. This is going to be the year, man. This is going to be the year. We could see full-blown civil war, race riots, assassinations, phony terror events, fucked up ass weather-related events, probably relating to the sun. I think we're going to see it all this year. Full color 3D. It's going to be better than a fucking Will Smith movie. I hope you're ready. I say bring it on. Fuck it. Let's do it. I'm tired of talking about it. See some action. Let's see some action, or let's shut the fuck up. How about that? I'm going to continue to fight this and continue to expose this and make films and do radio show, regardless of whether or not the fucking Mayan calendar is right or not. I don't give a fuck about all that. I don't give a damn. But my point is, instead of just telling us for years and years, oh, the shit's coming, let's see some shit, motherfuckers. What do you got, you pussies? Pull the trigger. You don't have shit. Because you pussies in the New World Order are just as fucking scared as anybody else is. People act like we're supposed to be scared of these guys. These little fags like David Rockefeller. I was at the Pratt House on Friday. Jesus. That's who we're supposed to be afraid of? These little panty ways who fucking Mr. Burns and his liver spots. That's really what we're supposed to be afraid of? You guys want to do something, pull the fucking trigger. I'm sick of this, wars and rumors of wars and horse shit. And, this is coming and that's coming. Either do something or shut the fuck up. How about that? This is an open call and an open request to the New World Order, the elite, the Illuminati, the Jesuits, the Jews, the Vatican, the CFR, the CMP, the Freemasons, the fucking PTA, any of these groups. I don't give a fuck who they are. You're a part of this. This is an open call to you. You ready for this? Shit or get off the fucking pot. Yeah, you back there in the cheap seats. Let me turn it up for you here. Shit or get off the fucking pot. Seriously, pull the fucking trigger, do something, launch a war, launch a nuke, wipe half of us out, do something. You pussies aren't going to do shit. You're just going to continue to talk and do little things here and there and make us all scared. Well, guess what? Eventually, the scaremongering's not going to work anymore. The Chicken Little stuff's not going to work anymore. The sky is falling? No. Let's see what you got. You know what? Honestly, I don't think you guys got it in you. I think you're just going to continue to put out your little disinfo ops with Jonesy and who are the rest of these control clowns. Keep everybody in a fucking constant state of fear. Continue to degrade the economy. Continue to degrade the environment. Just continue to push forward in your supremacy and your want to merge with technology and machines and your want to become gods. Shit or get off the pot. I think 2012 is going to be an interesting year, but I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be like Y2K Part 2. Not to say there's not going to be some crazy, amazing, interesting, awesome things that are going to happen and probably terrible, disgusting, horrible, reprehensible things that are going to happen this year. But guess what? That's life. That's how the world is. Problem is, it doesn't have to be that way. But if we continue to support these systems that enable these things to play out this way, then it is going to continue to be that way. And saying that, the system of government, the system of voting that we have is okay right now, that's fine. We're okay with that. We're just not okay with the people that's in it. We want our people in there. Yeah, you want your side in there. So you can bring in Sharia law. That's what these CMP fuckers want to do. They want to bring in Sharia law. There's in See Right Volume 2 at the very beginning of that clip from Keith Olbermann's show. They talk about the CMP guys believing in the Sharia stuff. And now Santorum wants to impose Judeo-Christian Sharia. This was on CNN today. Santorum 1 pushes for less government regulation for corporations, blah, blah, blah. Then there's Santorum 2. This Santorum wants to impose conservative Christian law upon America. That's the Blackwater Doctrine. That's the CMP doctrine. That's the secret rights doctrine. But what you understand is that why do you think it is that these Republicans and these right-wingers want to bring in Sharia law, which is a Muslim Islamic law, when you see that Blackwater and the right-wingers and all this stuff want to kill the Muslims? See, people can't wrap their fucking heads around that. It's too much for them. They don't have enough context, enough info. Well, I wouldn't believe it. Rick Santorum don't want to bring in no Christian Sharia law. That's what them goddamn Arabers do. He's a Christian. Christian wouldn't want to have nothing to do with no Sharia law like them goddamn ragheads are into. Shit. Goddamn CNN, Clinton Nazi News Network. I don't believe a goddamn thing them liberals over there say anyway. Shit. But that's a commonly held thing. But the reasoning is that, and this is what Alex Jones and the rest of these secret right fucking cocksuckers won't tell you either. That's the whole reason why I've been exposing them, is that at the core of it, it's the